In October 2020, the House of Rep of Amuwodofi, Mrs. Mojisola Ali Macaulay, um, said in a video in the Lagos State House of Assembly that the Nigerian youth were high on hard drugs. According to her, this action has resulted in the sudden consciousness of Nigerian youth on social media. Following this statement that she made, the youth of Amuwodofi investigated her position in the office, and it was found out that she has been lacking in her office space. She has barely done anything for the community, and she has also mismanaged the COVID-19 palliatives. And because of this, the youth actually called for her impeachment. Hi, my name is Adekemi Omishaki, a research analyst for Versa Research, and I will be your host today on a webinar presentation on the power of Nigerians. As a citizen in Nigeria, we all have rights, we all have things that we are eligible to do. We all have a place in the community and society where we can use our voices, we can use our power, the things that we know to effect changes in the community. So as a citizen, you can educate yourself on the nation as a whole. You can educate yourself on voting. You can educate yourself on how to register and all of these things. So you knowing this is going to enable you know what to do part time. It's going to enable you know what to call for. Just like the story of the Amuwodofi youth, where they realized the power that they have, and they called for the impeachment of the House of representing them. So if they had not educated themselves, they would not have known this thing. So it is very important that as a citizen, you educate yourself on the arms of government, you educate yourself on everything that you need to know as a citizen. You can also register and vote. So you can register for your voter's card, and when the voting exercise is coming on, you can vote for your preferred candidate into office as well. Another thing you can do is to join political parties. So we have various political parties in Nigeria, and the information is available on the INEC official page, where you will see the list of political parties that they are currently running right now. You can also start a political party once you meet the criteria. Is also something you can do. You can come together with a group of people and you can start a political party. You can also educate voters in your neighborhood. So it is very important that everybody realizes that they have right to vote and they have the right to say they want this person and they don't want this person. So you can also go into your environment, into your neighborhood. Those that you know don't have the privilege of getting this information firsthand, that you think that, oh, okay, they might not really know these things, you can also educate them. You can also volunteer for political parties. You can volunteer for NGOs that are involved in voting exercises. You can volunteer in your neighborhood as well to teach people on what to do. So where are we now with the event of what happened in October 2020 in Nigeria? So this protest started in Lagos, Nigeria in October 2020, where the youth came out to say that they wanted the SARS unit disbanded. And that they wanted the SARS unit disbanded as the Special Anti-Robbery Squad in the police force unit. So this unit was actually invented or created in the nation to curb robbery, but this unit has gone on to oppress youth, profile youth, arrest youth, illegally detain them, and also rob them. And some of these people have also been killed. It has gone that far. So the youth came up to say, oh, okay, we don't want this unit anymore. We want it disbanded. And following the days of the protest, a lot of things started coming to light, and it moved on just asking to end SARS, to asking to end bad governance, to asking for better, to asking for our rights, to asking for better health quality, better education. This protest actually opened our eyes, the youth, the people in Nigeria, to see that we've actually not been getting the things, even basic amenities that are meant to be available to us freely. It's been so difficult to get some of these things. So it became clearer to us that we need to also demand more. So in light of this event and various things coming to light, it is now very important that every citizen is aware of their right, the right to live, the right to protest, the right to basic amenities, and the right to vote. So we'll be educating ourselves on the three arms of government. We have the executive arm, we have the legislature arm, and we have the administrative arm as well. The executive arm is headed by the president, that's the office of the president, and it is divided into ministers and head of ministers, the cabinet and the ministers. These people are appointed and picked by the president, and they are put in place to advise, develop policy, and also to implement policies. Legislature, this unit is divided into two chambers. We have the lower chamber and the upper chamber. So the lower chamber is the House of Rep, which the House of Rep of Amodofin falls under. So this chamber is tasked with introducing bills. The upper chamber, that's the House of Senate, is tasked with introducing and passing bills, enforcing checks and balances, and trying impeachment. So we are all aware of the social media bill, the mental health bill, bills like that. So this is the office that is responsible for it. It will pass the first hearing, the second hearing, and all of that. So these two chambers are responsible for these bills. We also have the administrative arm, which is also called the judicial and it is made up of Supreme Court, Court of Appeal, High Court, and Trial Court. This arm is headed by the Chief Justice of Nigeria and 13 Associate Justice, all appointed by the President. Their role is to administer justice according to the law. So registration to how to register to vote. We'll be talking about the when, the what, and the where. Right now there is no date for when the voting the registration exercise is going to start. And this is going to be announced by the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission. And they've announced already that it's going to commence in the first quarter of 2021. So I implore every one of us to put our ears to the ground to know when this exercise starts. So what are the things that you would need? You have to be 18 years and older. You have to have your identity card. So this can be your driver's license, your international passport, your work ID, your student ID, or your driver's license, like I said earlier. You also need a proof of residence or employment address. So most of the time, people are assigned to vote in the local government that they register in. So if you are a resident in Lagos, you need to know that you need to register in Lagos or in your local government that is very close to you, because we know that during election there is no movement. So if you are living in let's say Ekpe, for example, you need to look for a local government in Ekpe where you can easily go to vote, not registering in maybe Ikorodu, for instance. It won't be easy for you to go back to Ekpe to vote during the voting exercise. So you need to identify where you are to be able to know where your local government will be when you are required to vote. You must also register 30 days before a general election is held. Where once INEC announces that the continuous voter registration exercise has commenced, you can visit your local government for more information on registration location. So it's usually either in the local government or a school around your local government, but you can always get this information from there. You need to know your political parties and their logos. So as I said earlier, on the INEC official page, there's a list of the parties that are currently working. So it is very important for you to know your political parties. It is very important for you to know their candidates, and it is very important to know their logo. So on the voting sheet, so when you want to vote, you'll be given a sheet where the list of where the logos of all of these parties are. So if you do not know the logo of your party, there is no way you would be able to vote. So for instance, let's say you want to vote for Mr. XYZ in Labour Party. You need to know the logo for Labour Party, because the name Mr. XYZ won't be on the sheet. Labour Party won't be on the sheet as well. So you need to know the logo to be able to identify that, oh, okay, this is the party I am voting for, and then you put your thumbprint. So it is very, very important for all of us to know the political party logo and to enable us have a fair election. Where to go for unbiased information. So you need to be careful, because once election is coming close, different bodies, different sites will be sharing different kinds of information that might be untrue. So for you to have unbiased information, you can go to the INEC official page, you can go to Shine Your Eye, that's their website, you can go to Nairametrics or Budget. Accountability. So as much as we are holding our leaders accountable, we also need to do our part. We also need to hold ourselves accountable. So you need to stay educated. You need to stay educated. You need to know when to vote. You need to know the dates. You need to know where to go. You need to know when the voting registration exercise has started. You need to know your political party. You need to know their logo. You need to know the arms of government. You need to know that, okay, this is the election that is going on right now. You also need to know the individuals that are in that party. So let's say you want to vote for maybe uh, fresh party. You need to know the candidates there, right? So you need to always stay educated. You also need to educate those around you. So as we've seen in with past election exercise, maybe before election when they are campaigning, you see people being given money, being given food items. So you need to educate people that they should not sell their votes to people. They should not let people buy their votes. They have the right to vote. They have the right to say no. They have the right to say yes. They have a choice. So you need to let them know that, okay, I'm not asking you to vote for so party. You need to know they have a choice, but you need to tell them that this and this is what is going on in the environment, because not everyone is privileged to have this information. So you need to educate them that, okay, you can go to so place to register, you can go to so place to vote. You need to show them the logos as well. So as much as you are trying to stay up to date, you also need to help them stay up to date as well. And then you can start from your local government councillors. So the closest to us is the local government councillors, because that is where we live, right? So if you are living in Ekpe, for example, the closest to you, to you is the local government councillors in Ekpe. You can also start from there, and then it goes all the way up from your local government councillors. You also need to know your senators. You need to know who is representing your area. So like we said earlier, if the youth of Amuodofin didn't know their senator, if they didn't know what was going on, if they didn't know who their House of Rep was and all of that, it wouldn't have been so easy to have all of that information and to be able to ask for accountability from their House of Reps. So you need to know your senators, you need to know who the ministers are, you need to know who your local government councillors are. You also need to register for your PVC and encourage others to register as well. So if you do not register for your PVC, you are not going to be able to vote. You won't be able to have a say in who should be on seat or not. So you need to register for your PVC and you need to encourage others to register as well. Like we said previously, that you need to know your political party, you need to know their candidates, and you need to know their logo and what they stand for. You can also get familiar with the laws and know what your rights are. So you need to know, okay, as a citizen of Nigeria, what are my rights? As a woman, what is my right? As a man, what is my right? You need to know that, okay, this is not permitted, this is not allowed. So, for example, say maybe someone just walks into your house to say, oh, we've been asked to search. You have the right to ask for a warrant, right? So, if you didn't know that, oh, okay, you need a warrant to search, you will just let anyone into your house. So it is very, very important that you get familiar with laws, you get familiar with rights. Even on the road, someone shouldn't be able to stop you to say, oh, give me your phone, open your laptop, I want to search, if they do not have a warrant, or search your car. So you need to know that, yes, even though you are asked to cooperate with the authorities, you also have a say as well. You also have a say to ask for legal representation before they say anything to you. If you do not know all of these things, there's every possibility that you would have landed in trouble before help will come. So before it gets there, it is very important to get familiar with the laws and know what your rights are. So thank you very much for joining us today. We've come to the end of this webinar representation on webinar presentation on elections, all you need to know, and the power you have as a citizen of Nigeria. If you have questions or contributions or anything at all concerning this, you can send us an email to info@versa-research.com or any of our social media platforms. We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, and we are also on LinkedIn, and that's Versa Research. So thank you very much for joining us. We hope to see you again in our next webinar presentation. So watch out for us. Bye.